is going on YouTube? But Great Blades here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Kizer Sparrow. Let's start with a measurement on the overall size here. So overall size, looking at about 7 inches here, maybe 6.9, just under. Blade looking at about 3 inches with a 2.75 we'll call it 2.75 inches of cutting edge. Do a measurement on the blade stock thickness. Looking at about 120 thousandths, maybe 110 thousandths, somewhere in between there. And then let's do a measurement on the weight. Looking at about 3.9 ounces. Just under 4, not too bad. And then let's do a size comparison with the, with the Demco 20.5. This one has original goat scales on it. I'll link them down below. And then also a QSP, the QSP Penguin. So this one is going to be smaller than something like the 20.5, and then it's, let's see here, ever so slightly, it doesn't look like it because we're at a little bit of an angle here, but it's like a few millimeters, longer than the QSP Penguin. So it's not a very big knife. And then in terms of blade, you're getting pretty similar to the QSP Penguin. This, of course, is more of like a sheep's foot blade, so you're getting, I guess you could also consider it maybe a reverse tanto. But regardless, you're getting pretty similar blade, but with a little bit of belly versus the QSP Penguin, which is just a straight edge, and then quite a bit less than the 20.5. Do a comparison on the thickness and carry profile of them. So compared to the 20.5, it is actually just about the same. Let me see. Yeah, they're pretty much the same thickness. And then compared to the QSP Penguin, it is thicker than the QSP Penguin by just a little bit, but it's not a big knife in any dimension, so it's not going to be something hard to carry. So this one is the Smoky Mountain Knife Works SMKW exclusive that they released in December of 2024, and there were 3 other variants, or I should say models, that they released with the Fallout sort of theme to them, all a little bit different. But this one was the one that drew me in the most, both because of the model, because I had seen the Kizer Sparrow before, and it was something that I was interested in, and also just the particular, what's the word I'm looking for? Livery, I guess, that it had was the most interesting to me. Yeah, this knife is, I think, very, very well executed. Made by Kizer, obviously, so made in China. The price wasn't too bad on it. I think all said and done, maybe before taxes and shipping, it was like 80 bucks, something like that. Actually, no, that would have been with taxes and shipping. I think it was like 70 something previously. before taxes and shipping. So it's really, really not bad in terms of price. And then when you consider that this one is in, does it say it on the, yeah, it's very, very small, but let's see if I can get it to zoom in here. If you can see, that is in CPM 3V. So this thing is going to get a pretty nice edge to it, and then it is also going to be pretty tough, which is nice. It is hollow ground, which I do appreciate. Very slicey, and then it does have the flipper tab, which has some nice chimping on it, and then the thumb hole there, or finger hole, so you can flick it with the flipper, you can reverse flick it, and then you can also forward flick it, which is nice. Does have a lanyard hole for lanyard people. It is out of the way though, so that doesn't bother me super much at all. The clip is still prioritized, which is nice. Carries pretty deep in terms of the knife. It probably could be a little bit shorter. It's, you know, nearly 3/4, you know, maybe 65% of the length of the entire knife, so it is pretty long. But the clip is nice. It has pretty good retention, and the swoop of it makes it pretty easy to go over any pants that I was wearing. I had no issues with it. I could do it one-handed even, which isn't a big deal to me personally, but it's nice when I don't have to, you know, hold my pocket with one hand and then slide the knife in with the other. It's just more convenience than anything, but it's not a big deal. But I do appreciate that the clip was good enough for that. It's nothing crazy. It's just a steel clip, just a folded over steel clip. But I appreciate that it's there. It is only right hand tip up carry, so if that bothers you, I'm sorry. This knife isn't going to be for you then, but you're missing out, because I really do love this knife. It's pretty fantastic. Yeah, so it's just a Cerakote on the top. It's from the Fallout series. This one in particular is from a faction called the Brotherhood of Steel. I just think they're pretty cool in the games. But, you know, they have giant suits of power armor, if you know anything about the Fallout series. But, yeah, I just thought it was a really cool look. The other ones were pretty cool too, but they were also a little more basic for me. You know, they're just kind of blue and yellow, like Overseer or Vault themed, you know. There's one other one that was pretty cool too, but I liked this model and this colorway the best. I do have a scratch on the clip there. That's okay though. So yeah, aluminum. I didn't say that. It's an aluminum frame. It is a liner lock. Access to the liner is pretty good because of the way that the handle is chamfered and scalloped on this one side. So it's very easy. The action is phenomenal, as you can see here. I mean, it's smooth. It's not drop shot, which is fine. It doesn't have to be, but it is smooth. Action is equally smooth to deploy either of the methods. Yeah. The Cerakote will probably eventually rub off. If you can see, I don't know if it'll come through super clear. Maybe not. But it has started to take a little bit of color from my pants and things like that, so it is a little blue and black on some of the white parts. But none of it has scratched off yet. I'm sure if I carry this, you know, every day for a year, I'd probably start seeing some marks, you know, just from carry and you know, use and things like that. But that's not really what I'm going to do. I just thought it was cool to carry for a little bit. I'll probably just put it back in the pouch just because I like how it looks. Maybe give it a little bit of a rubbing alcohol bath just to clean up and brighten up some of the white spots. But the design is very cool. I think they went with something that's simple but still you know, has a little bit of pizzazz to it. I like that they put the cogs around the pivot and the body screws. I thought that was a nice touch, because sometimes when companies do, you know, like special Cerakote jobs and things like that, they kind of forget some of the small details like that. Like maybe they would just put the Brotherhood of Steel logo here on it and then call it a day. But SMKW went the extra mile, and whoever designed this clearly thought about it, and they put, you know, the cogs around the hardware as well, which I think is nice. So something else, like I mentioned, I have been after a Kizer Sparrow actually for a little bit now, but something I didn't know, for whatever reason, there are two sizes of the Sparrow, but they don't differentiate them. This one is the smaller one. They don't call it like a mini or like anything like that. They just call it the Sparrow. So there is another one that's a little bit longer. So that one's, I just have it off to the side here just as a note. It's 7.6 inches overall, and then the blade is 3.27 inches. So it's a little bit longer, you know, about a little over a quarter of an inch longer blade, and, you know, about half an inch, a little bit more, you know, longer in terms of handle. So, or sorry, overall size, not just the handle, overall size. So it's not a small difference, but I'm not sure why they don't clarify that. That one is all titanium, and you get an S35 blade, but there is a bigger version. So if you know, saw the specs, heard the specs, and you're like, that's kind of small for me, they do make a bigger one, but they don't particularly clarify that it is bigger unless you go and read the specs. So, you know, look online. It's all titanium, and like I said, it's S35, so that should help you. And then just look at the specs that they list, because it is bigger, and you can also use it this as a like a placeholder. The distance between where the blade starts to go down for that tip compared to where the thumb hole is. If you look at this one and then compare it to the other one, you'll tell that it's longer. It's just further, you know, further forward. So you can also use that if you're not sure. But there is a bigger one, which for some reason, like I said, they don't clarify that. But I think that's going to be pretty much it. This knife is killer. I think SMKW should do more video game and like pop culture editions of knives, especially at this price. You really can't beat it. 3V for like $80, and it's a cool version with, you know, a video game that I really love. So I don't know how you could go wrong. That's gonna be it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Did you know that there's a bigger version of the Sparrow or a smaller version? Why don't they mention that anywhere except just directly in the specs, nowhere in the name? What do you guys think about the exclusive here and the price? Again, 3V for $80. I think that's pretty good. Leave a like and subscribe, because I'll be posting more reviews and some unboxings as well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.